Hi, my name's Gary and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like the content I'm putting out. The product that I want to talk about today is Apple's all-new Vision Pro. There's a lot of questions that I have about this device and a couple of ideas where I think they might be taking it into the future. One of those questions I have is Apple coming for my home entertainment system? Let's get into it. All right, so let's go for a quick recap. The Apple Vision Pro really consists of four main pieces. We have the enclosure, the light seal, the headband, and the battery pack. Now the light seals will come in different sizes so you can get that perfect fit around your face. As far as specifications go, Apple's been very light on giving us really detailed information about the unit. But what we do know is that it does come with the M2 processor, which can be found in all the Macs and the iPad. Now, there is one new chip that they're adding to this unit that we haven't seen anywhere else yet, called the R1. The R1's sole responsibility is to gather data from all the sensors in the unit and get them to the display as quick as possible to cut down on lag. The Vision Pro also contains an advanced set of sensors located around each eye. Those sensors are used to track the location of your eye. So you simply can just look in the direction of which you want to select and it will instantaneously be highlighted on the screen. So there's two things that I can see being copied by other players in the AR/VR space. The first one being eyesight. Now eyesight is essentially a display on the outside of the unit that either shows your eyes or this kind of like blue wavy graphic on the outside of the display that allows the people around you to know if you're fully immersed in an experience or not. The second feature I want to talk about is Optic ID. Now Optic ID is just the next generation of several technologies that Apple's been building on for a long time, starting with Touch ID, then moving to Face ID, and now we have Optic ID. Optic ID scans your eye and then allows you to use that as a biometric authentication method to access your Vision Pro. It also allows you to access your passwords and your Apple Wallet and make purchases on the App Store. So I started this video off talking about, is Apple coming for my home entertainment system? And if you look at that clip right there on that screen, that's from the presentation that the CEO of Disney gave. And they also are the parent company of ESPN. One of the clips that they showed during their presentation was how you could have multiple angles of a sporting event and get detailed information of what's going on in real time on the field, so that you can bring all this data in and be able to visualize it in one big space inside of Vision Pro. Now that's something that I enjoy and do on this setup all the time. I'm a huge football fan and I'm a huge Formula One fan. So being able to watch multiple angles at the same time is game changing for me. I've had this set up for quite a long time, and I guess it's going to be very exciting for all of you to be able to get this same exact setup using Vision Pro. Now I spent a lot of time piecing a lot of different one-off products together to develop and design this system that you see behind you. But you're going to be able to get all of this in the Vision Pro, which I think is going to be game changing. I've always said 3D wasn't going to be the future. Now it looks like I'm going to be wrong with that, and Apple's going to make 3D the future with Vision Pro. But I've always been in the bandwagon of multi-screens will be the future. So one of the things that was really interesting to me during Apple's presentation of the Vision Pro was how much emphasis they put on being able to interact with other people in the room. Now this was really cool and exciting to see with the new display on the outside of the unit. But the thing that really piqued my curiosity is, what do you do when there's another person also wearing one of these units in the room? If you want to watch a movie at the same time with another person in the room wearing a Vision Pro, is there a way to do that through SharePlay? Or is there some kind of other mechanism that allows the units to pair together and synchronize that? Another piece of functionality that I thought was really cool and interesting, and I can see myself using personally, especially on airplanes, is being able to use my Mac desktop inside of Vision Pro. Now, while I think this really seemed like a cool concept, some of you have already seen in my other videos that I have a pretty extensive multi-monitor setup. So I want to know, does Vision Pro integrate with this? I think it would be really cool if I could use Vision Pro to integrate as just an additional monitor with my existing setup. So I would have my monitors connected to my computer, and then I would be able to add stuff in space around those monitors to allow me to be hyper productive. Maybe this is something that Apple's going to bring in the future, but right now I feel like we're just going to be limited to using a Mac with the display turned off and then Vision Pro by itself. Apple also spent a good time talking about how you would use FaceTime on this device. Now, if you turn the device around, you can scan your face and make essentially a 3D render of yourself to put into FaceTime calls, since Vision Pro would essentially be blocking your face. What I'm curious of is if there are going to be any integrations in the future where you can use the 3D camera in the Vision Pro during a FaceTime call. So if you're doing a FaceTime call with somebody else who has a Vision Pro, you could show them the space that you're currently in 3D. I think that would be some really cool functionality that Apple's going to add to the product, and I could see this coming in a future generation. I do think there are some limitations to this right now, bandwidth specifically being one of those. This might work where you're on a home internet connection or something along those lines, but as soon as you step out the comfort of your home's stable internet connection, you're really going to lose a lot of that functionality, and maybe that's why Apple isn't bringing that as a day one feature. So the rather large elephant in the room is the price. So Apple came out with a price tag of $34.99 or $3,500. Before this was actually released, the rumors were that the price tag were going to be around $3,000. There were also a lot of other rumors that there was infighting inside of Apple and that no senior executive really wanted to be associated with this product. I think after that presentation, we can look back and we can all see that that just wasn't the case. Now, the $3,500 price tag is a lot, but I still see a lot of these units just flying off the shelf. The level of integration and the things you can replace, namely this entertainment system, really starts to make that price look a lot more reasonable compared to some of the other headsets and their limitations compared to Vision Pro. Now, I'm really going to be anxious to get my hands on one of these units. I'm going to pay for one out of my own pocket just so I can demo it on this channel, and I'm sure I'll get good use out of it as well. I spend a considerable amount of my time traveling for work, and I can really see this being beneficial while I'm in the airport, while I'm in lounges at the airport, or while I'm on a plane itself. The only limiting factor that I can see getting in my way is the battery life. Apple said the battery life is somewhere around the 2-hour mark. And while that might be beneficial for most daily use, I think that's going to be really challenging for somebody like me that takes long plane rides. So who is this for? I think this product's really going to be catered to the high-end person that has to have the latest technology, or the business that wants to dip their toe in it to see how they can, develop an application for this, or maybe a company that's looking to make their employees more productive by enabling them with Vision Pro. It is rumored that Apple is working on another unit that's going to be at a lower price point. I'm assuming, being at a lower price point, that it'll have reduced functionality. So that's something that we're going to have to look out for in the future. The main reason Apple's releasing this product now at such a high price point is to get the supply chain in order. One thing you have to do with new products like this that are going to be changing the game is get the supply chain moving and developing these parts. Once that happens, as you develop more and more parts, the price of those parts start to come down and make the unit more affordable. Now, I don't expect this Gen 1 Vision Pro to lower in price, but maybe that's something we can see in a couple years where the Pro model will start to come down in price. Now, I want to say thank you for you guys sticking with my video and just kind of hearing some of my thoughts and where I think Apple might be going with this unit in the future. With that said, I do want to do my first giveaway. That giveaway is going to start as soon as I post this video, and it will end at 5 p.m. on July 23rd. I will be giving away a pair of AirPod Pros. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and post a comment below that tells me exactly what you would do with these AirPod Pros, or ask any question that might be related to the video. Once the contest closes, I will contact you directly through YouTube, and then we'll figure out another form of communication so that I can get these shipped off to you. Right now, this contest will only be for people who live in the United States or have a United States address that I can ship these AirPod Pros to. Those are just because of restrictions on the AirPod Pros themselves. But I do want to say thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, please post those down in the comments below. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm very thankful for all of you, and I do try to reply to as many of your comments below as I possibly can. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.